Okay, yeah, so and then you count us in. So.
From where? Which 5, 10?
No,
3?
Be here all day. 3, 2, 1 or 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo people, peace and prosperity, and welcome to my show, Most Valuable Voices with Jimmy Papez. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. CRM, and
CN7.
And we got a special guest,
Layla,
lovely. Alright, well, you know what we do on this show, just going to talk on a few subjects, on a few topics, get to know a bit about yourself, what you do. Obviously, we don't have guests on here that, you know, don't really do much, or, you know.
Yeah, okay,
right.
understand.
So tell the people a bit about what you do.
I run a wellness company, and it's split across three divisions. It is based on mental well-being, sexual well-being, and emotional well-being.
Okay.
I've been actively running the business for 7 years. It's taken a long time and a lot of research. Obviously, it's 3 different fields. I became competent in mental wellness through studying counselling. I got a degree in counselling, and I'm a mental health first aider under Mental Health First Aid England as well. So, yeah, it's about feeling good, looking after yourself, and obviously being pointed in the right directions when faced with harshities of life.
100%. That's really good. Okay. Yeah. No, that's
so
really
good. Do you
good.
do like one-on-one therapies with people?
I do life coaching, and the reason that I focus more on life coaching is because if someone actually wants to make an active change and only has a short time frame to work in, the life coaching actually, you can speak about what your issues are and also how you can implement goals to get to your target without your issues becoming an obstacle for you.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so you got into that, you studied that?
Yeah, when I started doing my counselling course, I initially obviously wanted to be a counsellor, and then I changed my mind because I actually saw the gap, just in terms of services really. You go to get counselling, there's a short gap that you can get the counselling in 6 to 12 weeks. By the time the work's done, you know, you're either left feeling like you need more counselling or that it wasn't enough for you in the first place.
Okay.
So I actually created something where people can come in for a short period of time if they wish to and achieve something within that time. And if they do need to go to counselling afterwards, then I can recommend good counselling services that are reputable and the people are good at their jobs.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, so well, I follow you, so I know that you specialise especially in so the mental well-being for men.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of, you know what I'm saying, there's not a lot of people that actually specialise for the men. You know what I'm trying to say more time, but then you do, so.
Do you know what? That actually just came about because going through obviously the different lines of work, I started to realise that as much as women get a lot of help, and women can talk to women, men, they do talk to each other, but just not about the things that are really and truly bothering them. Just to give you a little example, I suppose of the business itself, it's got a sexual well-being. What can we call it, segment or whatever we want to say it is.
So do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, basically it was through the sexual well-being research that I actually realised the men's mental health wasn't being received well by the men, and it was becoming quite difficult to actually, how can I put it, be myself as an individual, but also have this professional hat on as well, because I'm seeing things from both angles.
So when you say the sexual well-being, what avenue are you talking? Like, what do you mean?
Like sexual abuse kind of thing.
Is it sexual abuse, or is it like the jobs?
So to explain it to you properly without getting you all confused.
Yeah. We just want to delve in it so we're clear.
Sexual wellness. It initially started with me just selling underwear, toys, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
So you mean to like the break?
Yeah, it started off as that.
That's a name I haven't heard before.
Yeah, because because
no, but then obviously, so what you're saying, so you're saying what comes with that basically is like that's what the sexual wellness is, looking after people that are in them kind of roles.
Yeah, it's
Pretty
looking
much.
after people that are in those roles, and it's looking after people that are just like you and me.
You know what? I hear that because it's like a lot of people get judged on certain things.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, get judged on a lot of things. So then they may not know how to deal with certain things, and it may go a bit deeper into other jobs that are, you know, the climate's a bit more dangerous maybe, or a bit more. You know what I'm trying to say? I hear that. So then you lot provide a safe space?
Yeah, it's pretty much a safe space where you can find information, you can talk to me, you can talk to somebody else who obviously works on the team. When we discuss sexual wellness, and people say, that's bizarre, how can you call it sexual wellness? It's very broad.
Yeah, okay.
Because
so what do you do that? If couples are having trouble in the bedroom, you don't have that kind of counselling?
Yeah, we can have that conversation, and it is about being broad and open. Like what I do personally is this: you can go from meeting someone through selling them a piece of underwear, and they go and tell you, you know, they're having relationship problems or there's things going on. So then we've communicated on that level. It may be that someone says to me, "How did you manage to go and do this kind of work without feeling judged, or what did you do to get through your judgments?" But what people have to understand is that when we talk about sexual activities, people actually have to understand what sex is and what sex means, and a lot of people don't actually understand what it is. It's a feeling, it's an action, it's something that we do, but what does it do to the self? So through the sexual well-being aspects of the company, that's the kind of things we look at. How things make you feel, why you do the things that you do, and it's just about exploring that avenue to make yourself feel comfortable.
So from being in that business, what do you feel that you've heard kind of the most about why people may be getting into the business or doing what they're doing?
To be honest, it's more either someone wants to just find themselves and be free and open. It could be financial aspects. It could be that they've been harshly judged in their personal life, that they think, well, publicly judge me anyway because you're doing it, so what's the difference? So there's a lot of ways that you can look at things. The men's mental health actually came through the research in that, because obviously I speak to a lot of different types of men. There's men that know themselves very well, there's some men that don't know themselves very well, and when meeting females, the issues arise because they have an expectation of what they want in their head, but can they fulfill their own expectation within what they're asking for? Does that make sense?
In what terms though?
I don't know.
I fully understand.
In what terms though? I didn't understand.
That's
Yeah. Say what? What, bro?
I knew it was touching you still.
Yeah, as he said.
Sorry, in what terms?
So just for example, like you as a man, you want to settle down, have a relationship, but that's what you want. So when you meet a girl, you have this expectation that she's going to be on the same thing as you. But when she gets into this relationship with you, or vice versa, can you as the individual keep up with the expectation that you wanted?
I get you. Okay, that makes sense.
That just to make sure you find the person who's you're willing to give that expectation to, so you don't get demoralized to doing it because you think, if only if they had that one more specific thing about them. So I guess
that's a lot.
Because it is something to hard to. Just like one of my boys I was speaking to, talking about lust. That's a strong emotion. Whether you want to know and whether you feel like you're sad, you want to be loyal.
Because 100%, because this was you get misconstrued where it could be, is this lust or is this love, or is just I want you, or is it just lusting after you XYZ, and then obviously how it goes. You bust your nut and you think, okay, that was just lust, or you bust your nut and think, oh no, I love it. You know what I'm trying to say? Everything opens up different emotions. It's just real. You know
but do you know where lust comes from?
Go on.
Lust comes from the ego. The ego wants something.
I was just gonna say the wanting of
So you see something nice and you want it. The ego's like, yeah, that looks nice. I really want this thing.
Okay, cool. So, topic. As a woman, touching on that, as a woman, do you feel like men? Do you feel like it's wrong for men to kind of, I wouldn't say, lust over, like, say, a picture or video that's very, like, you know, erotic or
porn.
Seductive. No, not porn, because porn is porn. But I'm saying, like, you know, like, everyone takes pictures. It could be seductive, erotic. Like, as a woman, though, I'm asking, as a woman, how do you feel like it's wrong that women are lusted over due to how they may be posing, how they may look, what they may be wearing, if they have assets? Do you think?
I think where this issue comes from, and I'm saying this as a female, is when females are uncomfortable with themselves, these things will be an issue. Because when you have a man is going to be a man. And unfortunately, as women, sometimes we don't like to accept this, but we need to.
You know what?
And I'm not being biased in the sense of saying every man will be lustful over a woman.
100%.
But it is within a man's nature to... His eyes will look, he may think... of course.
Just to say that,
That's what I said, I'm not being biased. It's vice versa.
You know, like, if you're on there in shorts and you ain't got...
Just go as hard for me.
Yeah, or if you've got a mad body and you're just out there...
You look, but as I said, it is dependent on the individual. If you are comfortable...
Go out to get drawn like that. I'm trying to get 3 guys chatting down that.
You know what I'm saying?
It's true as well.
Yeah, that. But I'm saying, obviously, do you feel... I understand what you're saying. Obviously... As a woman, how do you look at that? Because a lot of guys, and I don't get it, because it's like we can't do anything. You can't say anything, you can't look, you can't, nothing. Even if you do approach it in a different way, they're like, why are you approaching it that way? Okay, well, you approach it in a lustful way, why are you approaching it that way? What can we do? And it's what we are seeing, you know what I'm trying to say?
The only way that I could put it is through
just
my
show
own...
a picture, don't you think her hair could have been a bit more better?
No, but...
I like it.
You should try this hairstyle.
Yeah, but it's just...
No, not the teeth. I like that. Yeah, but let me just see the hair.
It's dependent on the individual.
Yeah.
If you meet someone that is comfortable with themselves and you, between the two of you, have an understanding of each other, you can communicate with each other without there being an issue. So, for example...
No, but you're talking, sir, I'm talking about, say, a picture.
No,
a social media picture and some people in your DMs lusting over.
Social media is a trap. It's a trap. It's not 100%.
Real.
So it's like, even if your man sits on social media for 5 hours staring at arse, it doesn't matter.
I heard that.
It's not real. Yes, the arse is real, but where's he gonna find it to go and get it? And even if he does, it's like this. A lot of guys will message a girl 10 million times. The girl doesn't reply. The girl, his girlfriend, she's vexed now. You've liked this girl's picture, you didn't get a reply. So now you're vexed over something that was in his head.
100%.
Let him have his moment.
100%.
But because of the lack of understanding, if you are in a relationship or you're trying to date someone, meet someone, you have to communicate. If you don't like something, say it in a way to someone where they're going to actually receive what you're saying. Don't just shout or start cussing or have a go, because immediately I'm going to do whatever it is that you're having a go at me for, just to warrant the argument.
So you see how
you've got to listen to understand, not listen to
reply.
Respond.
I heard that. But then I was just going to say, even on Netflix, even when I was at 100%, I think, actually wait, because if you always have to put the shoe on the other foot. As a man, like, you seeing your girl liking men's pictures and XYZ, you're going to think exactly the same thing as you liking the pictures of girls, no?
I don't.
But it comes back down to the same boundaries.
Yeah, I don't.
You're better than me.
You're
better than me. But then, alright, cool. Like, I've been...
Huh?
I hear that. I do hear that, I guess. But...
I say it gets deeper when you throw comments in.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, though. You could be just putting fire because it's a really nice photo.
So what's the difference between doing it?
So if you're saying
fire,
if you're sending heart eyes,
what's the difference between doing it on just a random person with a blue tick and someone without? But you don't know them.
I don't even care about this blue tick.
But they're still commenting.
I'm not even separating it into celebrities.
What he
I'm
just
just
said.
separating into.
Go on.
I don't care. So that's what it is. I honestly don't care.
But that's what I said. It's like,
I like
individual.
pictures. You can like pictures. That's the way I see it.
Comment in.
That's what I said. The comment is it going to be
what you're
different?
commenting at.
Yeah.
If you're throwing that hard eyes and dribbly faces.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So what if they're doing it to like a famous person? Like, is
Same
you going to
thing.
build the
It
same
don't
thing?
matter. It don't matter who it
Whether
is.
you think you're going to see them or not, cause it
Yeah.
doesn't matter, fam. It's not about whether you think you're going to see them. It's there. It's the comments, fam.
100%.
So you think those emoji means, I'll rub you out if we ever had a night together? Of course.
What about fire emoji?
Fire emoji. I can't really read too much into fire.
What
But
about
me personally, I wouldn't comment on girls' pictures. innit? Like, I'll like it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, if I know I don't like it, or I won't like it, I'm not gonna.
That's why it boils down to finding someone with the same morals as you.
Of course,
100%.
All you have to do is find the same person with the same understanding.
Yes, yeah. But there's some people that think flirting's okay, and some people that think it's a no.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, I hear that. So on the mental well-being,
Yeah.
For men,
Yeah.
even though you women do add to the mental of the men, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's good that you're actually, like you're there advocating for it, if you know what I mean, and all of that stuff. So, do you think? Okay. How can I put this in words? Alright. Do you think that when people say mental health, I feel like that. Like when you say mental health, I feel like that throws something, especially with men. I feel like it throws something out there, and they're like, "What? No, I don't have mental health." But you have to break it down. There's so many ways of breaking it down. So how would you break down like the levels that what mental health is, if you know what I mean, within a man? Like how would you break that down into categories so that people out here that might not think, "Oh no, that's not a mental," because having mental health or something doesn't mean you're crazy at all. I'm not gonna lie, but not everyone thinks that. And as men, again, we've got a lot of pride, a lot of ego, hence why we don't speak on certain things, because we have to uphold this man image, and we have to hold in our emotions and X, Y, Z. But then when you're saying stats are like the suicide rate of men is higher than women, there's a problem there. There has to be, you know what I'm trying to say? There has to be a conversation that's being had that is like, raw, like, you know what I'm trying to say? Why is it that
this happened?
Have you ever spoke to someone that's felt that they was going to commit suicide?
I have.
How did you deal with it? Was it hard to deal with, or?
Yeah, it is. Of course, it's hard to deal with, and I'll be honest with you, because obviously, as a human speaking to a human, you're going to feel levels of compassion.
100%.
When you are speaking to someone that has reached that level of pain, it is essential listening. Listening is the best thing that you can do. It is not to, even if you speak to someone in their crisis moments, it is to ask them questions to see where they are at. Because when you find out where someone is at, they can feel like you're listening to them. They're feeling a comfort, they're feeling a release. When you are speaking to someone and you're trying to convince them that what they're feeling is temporarily or in the moment or it will pass, that in itself actually diminishes what you're trying to do for that person, because you shut them down before they can even speak to you. Because as far as they're concerned, you're just like everybody else.
Telling me
you don't listen.
100%.
The reason, or the way that I look at men's mental health, or mental health as a whole, mental health, the term, the word, it's a bad word. And the reason that I say it's a bad word is because it's received badly. When you go through any mental health issues, it doesn't mean that you're going to have a breakdown. It doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to lose your mind. It means that your day-to-day living is not at its best.
It's affected.
And your circumstances are being depleted because of your personal feelings and emotions.
Even your routine.
Yeah. So
your little routines just get you're getting demotivated.
Yeah. So that's
100%.
why I call it mental wellness, because when you get sick, you're physically unwell. What do? You try to get yourself better. So when we talk about mental health, I call it mental wellness, because when your mind is not being kind to itself, what do you need to do? Figure out how to get it back on track. So it's not about, actually, there's a pause here when I say mental health. This means I need to stop here and go into all these avenues. I need to go on medication. I need to go and... It's evaluating what's going on for you at that very moment.
Which is very hard, because when you're in it, you feel like there's no way out. Anything that anyone's saying to you, that ain't gonna help anything. Yeah. So you know what? people do, obviously, I've been there, everyone's been there at a stage where they're just feeling like, nah, but it's not worth, even the thoughts that you're going through sometimes, it's just to try to stop yourself, like if you could just literally just put your whole mind on pause and go to sleep, but then you're thinking, there's no way to do that, so I'm going to have to go to sleep forever, and that's where you drive yourself more deeper and deeper and deeper. Another thing I do feel is that a lot of men self-medicate.
100%.
And think that that's helping when it ain't.
But why do you think that is? Why do you think men self-medicate?
Because at the end of the day, where we're doing things like we're smoking weed or we might drink, we're relaxed and calm. You think that's what it's doing, but at the same time, you have to understand that everything has a repercussion, basically. You know what I'm trying to say? So that is all going to come back full throttle again, and then you're going to feel deeper, like, wow, what's going on?
Can I just point out to you something? When a man turns to, I don't know, escapism, that comes from what society has labelled a man to be.
100%.
So at the times when he's trying to escape and not face what's going on inside of here, that's because the world has made him believe that actually they can't see what's going on inside of here.
100%.
So he's hiding everything in what he's doing. And this is part of the problem. This is why suicide rates are high. Because people around that individual will say, oh, they have a drink problem, they smoke too much, they're lazy, they're this, they're that. This is a part of the stigma.
Part of, and then on top of that, dealing with being a man. You know what I'm saying? Protecting, upholding your manhood, upholding your pride, upholding your ego, looking after people, looking after the household, doing this, doing that, being strong, not crying. All these things are mad for men. And we're black men out here. You know what I'm trying to say? It's already hard as it is. You know what I'm trying to say? So we're going through a thing where when everything does pile up on you, and then you are getting told these little things like extra, you're thinking, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? You're thinking it's
a good message that I would like to leave even with you today is this. In terms of black men and black women, there needs to be a lot more change and individual growth.
100%.
And this is what will give our relationships longevity.
Yeah.
When we look at our grandparents, our great-grandparents, how long were their marriages? Oh,
100%. I was going to say, right, let's throw a topic in there, right? So why do you think that like marriages nowadays are not lasting a lifetime as they should do?
because they're not designed to. And the reason they're not designed to is not because of the individuals themselves, it's because of society. Society tells you to get married, but it also tells you to get divorced.
Man.
It also invites you to divorce because it tells you get money.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of incentives to do with greed, and it puts dampeners on your relationships. And I was having a conversation this week about memes. All day, a woman could sit home looking at memes
100%.
on Facebook, on the
100%.
Instagram. My man's rubbish. He don't do this. I wish he could love me more.
Yeah.
When he comes home, I've got about 10 problems with you.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything. I'm just in my feelings about something.
Yeah,
But I didn't realise why I became in my feelings, because I've absorbed all of this energy and I've took it on board in a way I didn't realise. But how can we turn around and say to someone, you know, don't spend so much time on the social media. Why don't you go and speak to your partner? Or why don't you go and communicate with your partner? Oh, they're doing... Why don't you try to get involved?
Yeah.
But that's vice versa, men and women.
100%.
And in order for us to gain this longevity of relationships, partnerships, co-parenting, communication is key,
100%.
respect for each other is key,
Morals.
and knowing your boundaries with each other. If you know something's going to piss your partner off, why do it? Like, if you're willing to have the argument and you're signed up to have the argument after, by all means, go full steam ahead.
Definitely.
But if you know that that argument is going to leave an energy in your household or in your relationship for the next week, why have you put yourself in that situation? It's about turning things around and having individual growth. In order to come together and be two, you have to work on the one. Do you understand? If I meet someone today and I know that I've done a lot of self-growth and a lot of self-work, but how they're coming at me doesn't meet where I'm at in my life, I can either choose to address it, or I can walk away and say, this isn't for me, but thank you for the experience.
100%. But then, alright, so you're saying that very boldly, not like nothing's invested. That's a lot of time, a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions, a lot of anything. You could have just have a house, and everything could be invested. You could have a child, anything. So saying that so boldly is that it's easier said than done, really.
100.
Because but I know what you mean. That's the best way to do it. Is that, you know what, you just have to cut yourself really to and deal with it.
That's what I said. If you're doing self-work and looking at yourself before you look at your partner and judge your partner, you're going to start to understand certain things.
Yeah.
And even if it is that you've invested in a house or you two are co-parenting together but you're not together, again, communication, trust on what you've got going on in your family home, in your foundations.
Yes,
Without a solid foundation, this keep trying to build things, it's not working.
Yeah.
And this is the problem that a lot of people are having. They want, okay, I can only speak for females in this sense, and hopefully you will speak for the guys. You know, there's a lot of girls out here, they want to have a nice guy, he's got a nice car. Do you have a nice car? Do you have a nice house?
100%.
But you want him to have this. So how hard did he work for this? Did you work for this? What have you worked for? Because you're wanting to meet a man where he's at, and you want him to bring you up. But are you willing to do the work? That's required. Are you in the middle?
I don't think that a lot of people even know what bring you up means. No, I'm not gonna lie to you, because a lot of people, even like what you said, they think bring you up. To me, bringing a woman up is making sure that she's moving correct, making sure that she knows what she wants to do in life and she's sticking to it, making sure that
you're supportive.
Right. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, right, that people think, oh, it's just what he can give, what he does, what he X, Y, Z. No, it's not about that all the time at all, because then that's not how you build anyone up.
In terms of materialism,
that's not how you build anyone up.
Materialisms in our current day and age is rife. Everyone cares about materialistic stuff. But what I keep saying to people is this: if you go out tomorrow and you get hit by a car, you get hit by a bus, you get run over, you have a heart attack, you have a stroke, whatever it might be, anything could happen at any given time.
Exactly.
What's all that crap gonna do for you? Nothing.
Exactly. But that's why they all just say get and live in the moment, live in their life, so they always have an argument or a reason why.
But again, 100%.
But no, because tomorrow is never promised.
But you see, even that point that you just made, it was the same thing that we saw when this COVID thing hit and the lockdown hit. Everyone that was on this high horse had to come down to this, you know what I'm saying? Had to come down to real and think, oh shit, I have to be a normal human being now. I have to be myself. Who is myself? That's why they're going crazy.
The crisis.
Right. You know what I'm trying to say? So.
But even in relation to this, it's we was put into lockdown for 3 months. We're still in lockdown really, but we was put there to change our routines. Yeah, we've changed our routines now, and now we've actually come back out into something completely different. And it's how do you manage with all of that?
Exactly.
But as I said, you have to look at all the dynamics that are going on in your life. If you have, say, three good dynamics here, but 2 are bad, it's going to send you off track, because you're going to have to go off and deal with these things, whilst the other 3, they're losing out, because you can't put your time and attention there. And I think if we actually apply these things just to your normal day-to-day life, you go to work, you've got a job, that's one thing. You've got a family life, that's the second thing. Then you've got,
bills.
you know, your bills. Then you've got, actually, I've got my home life with my wife and kids, and I've got my mum, my nan, my granddad, my aunties, this person, and then I've got my friends.
Then you got leisure, like, you know what I'm saying, 100%.
There's a lot of things to take into place every single day, and if, for example, home life, family life's not going great, but then you want to go and leisure and socialise, what do you think's going to happen when you go to leisure and socialise?
Exactly.
You're going to become like a kid in a sweet shop. You're like, yay, like you've escaped.
Literally, 100%. You're just going to lose yourself and start doing madness.
Yeah.
It is definitely true, and that is what happened. That's why everyone's, you know what I'm saying, out here just going crazy as soon as the sun comes. They are going crazy. I don't care. They don't want to hear nothing. They're just going crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
It's part of a human being is you want to live. We have to try to, you have to have your freedom, because that is how you even get your growth, through experience.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, that's what I can say about that.
Oh, that's really trust me, it's very insightful, because the conversation with the mental health of men, I don't even like the word when someone says, oh yeah, your mental health, if you know what I mean. So,
but why do you think that was designed in such a way?
Because it makes you feel like I'm just accustomed, I've been used to just getting called crazy over the years, and I just take that it is what it is, I don't really care. But someone calls you mental, because obviously there's institutions that hear, oh, you're in a mental home, you're in a mental institution, then they know the dynamics of what you hear the stories from going in there.
Yeah.
But then you would hear other stories of just people that, wow, this person's just mad, normal.
Yeah.
And there's people that will check themselves into them places.
Yeah.
Can I use a comparison for you quickly?
100%.
So, when, same thing, mental health, the term mental health, when you hear that word, you automatically have an assumption towards yourself. I don't have it, my defences go up, I don't want to be a part of it. Or some people that actually have gone down the mental health route, in the sense of they may have gone to see psychiatrists, they may have actually been sectioned under the Mental Health Act. They have a different experience of mental health. And the only reason that is, the difference here is this. Your mind can go through ups and downs, just like we go through ups and downs in life, yeah? So that's where your mental health has been affected. When we talk about mental health depletion and mental health institutes, the mental health institutes and the places that people go to rehabilitate themselves, those will be people that either have a severe mental disorder, and those things are actually to do with your brain.
Yeah.
They are to do with the way your brain works and the way your brain functions. It's not a crime. It doesn't mean that you are crazy. It just means that you are specially unique because your brain works in a different type of way.
Okay, cool. So do you feel like these places are actually safe havens? Because I've heard a lot of stories that people are going into these kind of places and they're getting treated wrongfully.
Yeah.
I'll be very honest with you. This is due to personal experience, due to experiences that I've seen take place around me. Individuals make places. So when you go to the hospital, when you see a doctor and a nurse, that doctor and that nurse, wow, they were great.
Yeah,
they really helped me.
If
you go to a place where the doctor's bad, the nurse is bad, everyone's bad.
That ward is bad.
That ward is bad.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a bad environment and something has to be done about it. But this is where complaints procedures have to be followed, because that's the only way we get things changed.
100%.
It's all good and well if we say, I've gone somewhere, I had a bad experience, I didn't say anything. You went there, had a bad experience, you didn't say anything. By the time he's gone, he's like, I'm not putting up with this. He actually gets compensated for his bad experience. Because he spoke up. And don't get me wrong, it's not easy to always speak up. And it's not always easy to follow through with the complaint, because it's like, it's annoying to me, it's frustrating. But it's processes. And a lot of the time, we're never explained processes. The one thing I will tell men, especially black men, please find out and research what your rights are. If you was to go and be under the mental health team, find out what your rights are. Know this as a basic for your life.
100%.
Because the same way that you would know what the stop and search is and what the rights are to that, you need to know what the rights are for your mental health. So if the situation ever arose where the doctor says, I think you're too severely depressed, or in this situation we would like to section you, actually, I don't want to be sectioned under these grounds, under these reasons. Make sure that you can back these things. Do not let people bully you, because this is what happens. Because sometimes people take medication.
I was just about to say that.
They become bullied.
About to say that.
You should do this, it's going to be best for your health. No individual can really force someone to do something they don't want to do. You can advise someone, unless someone is physically in danger or going to physically hurt somebody else. This is where your authorities would come into place. But if you are actually genuinely going through a bad time, please, or you know someone that's going through a bad time, do the research. Because a lot of the time people are taking antidepressant. The effects of antidepressants, they're not great, they're not fun to be on, and on top of that, where's the support system whilst you're actually taking these tablets? So in terms of...
So that's what I'm trying to say. Do you feel like, that's what I'm saying, even taking them kind of drugs, what is that, just designing people to just know that, we've got more, alright, cool, so you have got this and you have got that? Because when you look at certain of these, even if you go to the hospital, when you look at certain things that they give you, when you look at the side effects, it's like, why would I be taking something that the side effects are even madder than what I've even got?
Yeah,
like, are
of
you
course.
crazy? Like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Of
And then it's
course.
like, so of course
What
you're
is
going to
going
tell
on?
me that I am mental if this literally the side effect says, yeah, you might just literally, you know, come out of your mind, body and soul, run down a thing naked or something. That's the side effect.
But this is the difference between having someone that is suffering from, I'd say, mild to moderate mental health symptoms. Once someone goes to severe, that becomes a complete different ball game because they need a whole different team of
100%,
people
definitely,
to
yeah.
look after them. Do I think tablets are pushed down people's throat too much? Yes, I do.
100%, yeah.
Do I think antidepressants, they're not always good for people because there are other alternatives like talking therapies.
Yeah.
The reason that I believe antidepressants are pushed more than anything else, especially if you use the word depression or mental health, is because it is a quick way of getting your mind to calm itself down. Although, again, the support system.
Yeah.
Who is your support system? Because your GP will not be on the phone to you all the time and he
100%.
won't be there to hold your hand. So where is the support system? So yes, there are aspects of it that is a bit, you know, did you set people up to fail here by
100%,
medicating so
100%,
much
yeah.
and not trying other alternatives? But then we have to also look at the financial aspects. If people are not medicated, people don't make money.
Yeah. I heard that.
So you have to find the right balance. And as I said, in terms of
In terms of us as men,
in
for
terms
instance,
of
going through things and then we feel, because
educate each other.
but
Like,
then what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to get at is like, when people do get to these spaces and places, because not everyone's going to hear this and think, oh my god, yeah, not everyone's going to be knowing, a number to call that, because not everyone's even going to want to do that.
Yeah, 100%.
Because I'm not going to lie, with men, we have a lot of pride and a lot of ego, and this is why we build everything up and whatever now, and we hold it in and we suffer alone and then just think, you know what,
the best advice I can give in relation to that, and is what I try to actually even just speak to guys, if I see them on the street like a group of girls, I'll say to them like, do you not talk to each other? And they might think I'm weird. But they're like, what do you mean? We're talking to each other now. I'm like, no.
properly talk to each
Do you
other,
communicate
100%,
to
yeah.
each other about when you're feeling crap? Because if you don't, then either your friends, you need to find better friends where you feel comfortable to do that.
Guys
Or-
probably do, but probably when they get to the very end that they can't take.
You know what it is, yeah. But you know what it is as well. I feel like, you know, sometimes it's like if I speak to you, we all know where we're all gonna tell each other. It's sometimes you need to go out of the box and then hear something, and then next thing, because I've been stressed and depressed before, like low, and then anything you lot are telling me, it's going in here and going out there, because I'm thinking, obviously you're going to tell me this. Like your mum telling you something, you know what they're going to say. Then I'll come across someone that I didn't even expect to speak to like that on them terms, and then they say something and it just clicks.
It triggers.
You know what I'm trying to say? So this is what I would just say. Obviously as men going through them things, like it is good to even just talk to.
Communicate.
Yeah, if you don't want to talk to the people that are just around you because you're thinking you're going to be judged, or people, because there's a lot of people out there that will just hold it against you. They'll throw that back in your face when you're back up again. Like, there is people like that, yeah.
100%.
And there's people that just won't understand what you're going through
100%.
because they haven't been through it.
experienced it.
I probably was like that. Like when people tell me things, and it's not because I'm like shunning it. I'm looking at it like, what? What do you mean, bro? Like you're thinking this? Nah, bro. That's done out. Forget that. Like, but that's what a man then would say.
Yeah.
You get me? That's what a man then would say to your man them or your friend or your family man. You would say that. But then when you go through it, you're thinking, nah, I'm not even gonna lie. Cool. I need to look at things a bit raw, because it's just you feel like there's no way out of.
What you just said is so important, because I'm only highlighting it because it applies to so many things in life that we don't actually pay attention to. If someone is going through an experience, their experience is their experience.
100%.
It is real to them.
100%.
And when you communicate with someone, listen to what they're
100%.
saying, because sometimes you may assume that someone is fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
And what will happen is they can end up having a normal conversation with you but saying one bizarre thing. And you in your head think, oh, that was weird, and you think nothing of it.
Yeah.
The next day you find out actually something bizarre happened.
Yeah.
They told you, they gave you a hint,
100%.
and you didn't pay attention.
100%.
And it's because when we're engaging with each other, human being to human being, we are always, it's automatic, it's I call it my automatic assumption radar.
Yeah, okay.
You always assume.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, I've seen you today, oh yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't really know because we didn't have that level of conversation.
And if you think about a lot of the stories that you do hear, I just spoke to him yesterday. I just spoke to him. You know what I'm saying? I just spoke to them yesterday. I just spoke to them the other day. Yeah, literally an hour ago. But you know what I'm saying? But it could be literally
an hour ago.
Yeah, because no, but it's true. It is so true.
You hear those stories like literally it's like an hour ago. Like hour.
It's very true.
I just moved him.
Dropped him off. Trust me, make you feel guilty. Like, did I just drop him to his death? Like, real shit.
It's not designed to make you feel guilty. You see, when things like that happen,
of course,
it's designed to give you life. It's supposed to motivate you to live your life in a better way.
Yeah.
And if you can listen more to your friend or at a time to give compassion to somebody, then you should.
Yeah.
Because think about it in the world, and this is definitely in relation to men. How often do men, I don't know, give and actually get something back?
Yeah. Rare.
Very rarely, because there's always an expectation of a man that you should do
because
this,
we're men.
you should do that.
Yeah, 100%.
And
you're supposed to be doing that.
I can say these things from my own experiences of being around men and seeing the things that they say actually bother them.
Yeah.
And what kind of makes them feel a bit frustrated with life at times.
100%.
It's the fact that they have this society want that you need to be this man. Then, as I said, you've got this family life. You've got the personal life, the work life want you to be doing something, and it is a lot to contend with. And as I said, if a man has all of this to contend with, and me as the one female, by the time he comes in the door, I'm going to give you a grief. I don't know the 10 million griefs that you just brought home with you. Do you get what I'm saying?
100%.
And it is vice versa, because she could have gone out and she could have brought home 10 million griefs.
100%.
But
100%. Energy is a big thing. It's a very important thing. Whatever your energy you bring back or what you're thinking, you're bringing it into your whole home situation, everything. You know what I'm saying? And when you release it, sometimes you are just releasing all on your partner, like just all on your partner. You're thinking, where's this coming from?
You get the backlash on both sides, because you've had a crap day, they've had a crap day. So what do we do?
I do feel like a lot of it is like relationships. Like I feel like the relationships, trauma, and would I say alcohol and drug abuse leads to like the mental health. But I would say just relationships, because I just know where most people, men, like I'm not gonna lie, there's been times I just feel like I'm actually going crazy or turned crazy, because when you're in a relationship or someone's just messing with your emotions and feelings, and it takes you to another place and your mind can't stop thinking. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's a lot. It is a lot out there, and it's sometimes you just feel like you don't know
where to go.
Yeah, kind of thing. And then you even feel, again, you feel wet. You feel wet thinking, wow, why am I thinking this because of a situation? Because you're making you feel, you made a girl made me think like this, I made this make me think like this. You know what I'm trying to say?
But look at what happens when you think like that. You actually take away from the fact that you're a human being.
You're human, exactly though. Exactly.
Because you have this label as I am a man, I'm a man and I'm the leader and I've got to follow this role. But actually first, you're a human being.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we take that away from ourselves as men. Because we just move like we don't have no emotions.
But it's not your
we're not
fault.
supposed to, sorry.
It's not your fault though. Because guaranteed, if someone that was sitting in power, a political person, saw this, they'd say the same thing. I feel stressed out, women stress me out, and what am I supposed to do about it? There's days I feel like this, but I can't tell them. Because I'm in this position where I have to uphold this facade. Like, I've got to be strong.
Yeah.
And as I said, if we actually started to look at each other as human beings, and started to actually understand what a human being is, and the processes of a human being, life will start to become a lot easier. Because the things that we are stressing about a lot of the time, they're not important. The things that are important is this, and this is only for my personal opinion. It is, if I was to die or to have a privilege, because it is a privilege to have a deathbed, because some people don't have that. They just die.
100%.
If you have the privilege to have a deathbed, what would your memories be? Because it's not going to be the clothes you bought. It's going to be the experiences that you created with people and how you lived. Because when you're sitting in that bed, watching a day go past, night to morning, it's the memories that are in your head that are going to get you through your moments. Your last moments. And I say, so what do we do here whilst we're saying we're living our best life? Or we're living in the moment? Are we really living in the moment? Are we really living our best life? Or are we living our best materialistic life?
100%. Or what the expectation is on a social media platform. Like, I hear that. That's proper, very that's really insightful still. So you have like numbers or places that if anyone wanted to, obviously when they watch this, we're all going to put it in the description. So you have numbers, everything that people can contact you if they wanted to speak, or you can just refer, like you said, a lot of you can just
signpost. So signposting is just referrals to other organisations. The organisations that I signpost to, I have spoken to them all individually, and we've got good connections.
Okay, that's
so
really good.
It isn't something that I'm going to suggest to you and have no idea about it myself. I'm not inclined to be like that. I would just say, lastly, the message to you guys is to stop judging yourselves so harshly, because it's just not necessary. And as much as it's easier said than done, is to do.
I'm saying a lot of men do.
It's self-worth.
Because of women, innit? Because they feel like they have something to
uphold.
It's self-worth. The more we start to remove the materialisms from, say if you went out and bought a bag today and didn't post it on social media,
that's what I'm saying.
No one would know you have this bag. So no one would have a want for you. They wouldn't be like, he's got the latest bag. I want him to take on a date.
But this is why I always say that it's not like I wouldn't want anyone that I know because I've got something to like me. That means I don't. You know what I'm trying to say? That wouldn't.
It's assets, liking of assets.
And I always understand. I always think that a few episodes ago, I had a chat about the same thing about why do women, like most women, like judge a guy based on him living at home with his parents. Like, and all of that stuff, and it was like each to their own thing. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But anyone, like, I could have my house, then not have a house. You can have your house and then not have a house, and then what? I'm supposed to judge you right now? You feel me? So it's just the way that everyone just looks at things in life sometimes. But it is very materialistic. But I always just feel like you're supposed to be knowing somebody or getting to know someone for their soul and their personality, not what they've got.
That's what
because
makes
a lot, and maybe even back to the marriage thing. This is why marriages ain't lasting, because they think, you lost your job, money, we ain't got money troubles. Fuck this marriage. You get me? Or anything.
Most of the time, it's just because they don't go out nowhere no more.
At the start, you used to do, trust, relax, man.
It's only London, man.
I like, and this is supposed to be a lifetime, no? Innit? It's supposed to be a long term goal, but it's a short term thing in your head.
Yeah, but it's about balance. When we look at these things, about balance, like if your partner takes you out all the time, take him out. Like, and I say that as a female, some females be like, take him out. No, I would never do that. Yeah. But I'm like, look, if I've watched you work your ass off and you say to me, babes, come, let's go and get a food, and every time we go out you're spending £20-30 maybe more just on a takeaway, then you're like, let's go to a restaurant, that's £100, £150, then babe, do you want to go out? Not really today, because in his head he's thinking insurance, MOT, this, that,
he's thinking about his thing, trust.
But then me as the female, I should say, well, come, babe. And if I don't have a lot,
step up, mate.
Is it? Yeah. He's just like, you best my money.
But it's true, because
you make the gesture.
100%.
It
has to be a two-way thing.
If that man makes that gesture, then he's ready. He's already got the limit.
Yeah.
You don't need to worry about how much it is, because he knows what he's prepared to spend.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah, it's about balance. I think, like, if you are aware of certain things.
Let's go out now.
Listen, I lie. Trust me. I lie. And this is what I say nowadays. Trust me.
No, but I can't do that though, man.
You know what?
It's that thing. As a man, I can't do it. I just feel like I have to. It's just an image thing.
I know what you mean.
Portray you as a guy that
it don't make you any less.
Nah,
But you know what it is? You know what it is? For me personally, I feel like, well, that's a conversation that when I'm meeting someone or whatever, no, I'll get that conversation out the way because I ain't coming out there embarrassing myself. I don't know about you, you can embarrass yourself, but I ain't embarrassing myself. You know what I'm trying to say? So I'm getting out of the way like, okay, cool, well, I don't mind paying for myself and then you pay for yourself. We're going out, that's cool. You pay for yourself, I pay for myself. We could go 50-50. If it's my gesture, then maybe, yeah, that means I am offering, but it ain't going to be all the time I'm offering.
But you see me, I won't go unless, even if she said she's paying, I won't go unless I know if worst case happens, I can cover whatever needs to be covered.
100%. I'll walk with something my money, even something in my money.
I will in my card in my money.
Yeah, literally, trust.
No, but you always have to make sure.
You have to bring something with you, 100%.
My car's fucking up. Alright, how much is it?
Yeah, no, it's true. You have to have some backup money, 100%.
What could happen?
Alright, let me throw something out there now to kind of come off topic but not come off topic. Alright, cool. What do you think of this? Like, alright, cool. So you're with somebody, your partner, and then obviously, congratulations, I'm pregnant. Oh yeah, all lovey dovey, da. But then he says that even though he just wants to have a DNA test when the baby's born. Would you have a problem with that?
Yeah, I was sitting here.
Hold on. I better rewind that old question.
Yeah.
Would I have a problem?
Would you have a problem with
if
your
we
partner?
was together and he's asking me for a DNA?
That is why you're... No,
right.
for his personal...
I'll
get so much heat for this. This is what I'm asking.
Right.
I don't think that should be a problem. How would that be a problem?
Do you know what? Listen.
It's not about what type of girl, bro. It's just you being certain, bro.
No, but listen.
No, that's what type of girl you move then to be feeling that way.
That question for the right.
I feel that way about anyone.
But no, it don't matter about the girl. It don't matter about the girl. It could be that this guy went through some shit in his past and he don't be trusting.
No, but just imagine.
Nah, man, you can't ask what girl. It's him, innit? It's down to his mind.
He's the bothered party.
It's his mind, innit? Like,
it's not a bothered thing. It's just like, oh, like what? I don't see why that would be wrong.
No,
like, if I'm not disputing like this baby ain't mine. I'm just saying what? I just want to be sure. How many stories have you heard where the guy's been mothering the guy's been mothering his child for years and then it's not his? It came out looking like him, everything.
It comes down to your mind.
Yeah, so I was saying
nothing wrong with how your mind works.
I was gonna say, is there something wrong with that?
No, but it's your mind, innit? That's it.
I'll say it depends on the couple. Depends on the couple that's going through the experience. Me personally, if my partner said to me, "Rah, he wanted a DNA test," I'll be like, "Okay, take the test, innit? Because I got nothing to hide."
I guess it just leads up to what.
Every girl that I've said that to, every girl that I've said that to says the same thing.
However,
then they're sitting there and then they're thinking, "Wait, hold on, but why would you do it?"
Because you're trying to tell them they're slag, basically.
I'm trying to tell them anything.
I would feel annoyed.
That's what they would feel.
I would feel annoyed or hurt by my partner. Yeah, I would feel hurt or annoyed by my partner to think that he would think that I potentially done something to jeopardise what we've got going on.
That's exactly what.
That might not be what I am thinking.
But however,
okay.
For the sake of the foundation that I built.
You couldn't see that's what a girl.
No, fair enough. Yeah.
You're putting me aside, basically. That's what a girl would say.
But you're not, bro. You're with the girl, and it's just you.
Yeah, but the girl.
Listen, you were just there. Listen, you were just there not too long ago talking about we need to compromise, we need to understand each other.
Yeah, but
you understand me.
This is what I was coming back to.
She said she would feel annoyed, but she'll still tell you go ahead.
Yeah. If my foundation is something that I feel is true.
Go ahead with those.
Yeah.
But it's like if I've built something with this person and he's threw this at me like, bro, I want a DNA test. Yes, I'm going to be hurt, but if I believe in my foundation of what I've built, we're going to keep it moving. Because if that's giving you peace of mind, it's giving you peace of mind.
Some girls don't understand
we're going to keep it moving.
Thank you. Some girls don't understand that.
Thank you.
Just a peace of mind. Why you getting?
Because it's the same.
When you start pulling up your hairs on your back, now it's starting to look fishy. Like, what are you getting so
right? No, and that's how I look at it. I swear to God, literally, I look at it like, okay, well, if there's no problem, why is there a problem?
It's the same thing with a female. If a female, it's harder for females because we're so emotional. When we seek peace of mind, we need this reassurance. But with a man, if he's asked you to do something and that's what's going to give him his peace of mind, if that works for him and that gives him his peace of mind, because it's difficult. It's difficult.
What's your thing?
Innit? You think you're hitting the spot for time and there's just not even a spot? Yeah, just there, innit? Like, just cussing you to the friends. Mad. You girls are nuts, you know. See how you don't answer our mental health, see?
And they get like, baby, alright, no, fuck off. Alright, fuck you too then. Oh, boy,
Trust me. It's crazy.
Oh,
That's
dear.
bad. That is bad.
Oh,
It's a
dear.
good perspective though. It's really good perspective still. What?
You
So
gotta be open-minded, man. That's
no,
all.
100%.
Be
So
open-minded.
what do you cool. So let's get into like friends now. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Before we get into the game,
Yeah,
just want to ask you one more thing. That. So how do you decide or identify who you bring to the table and who you identify who's just coming for a plate to go? Friendship wise, what's the actual what jumps out at you?
For me personally, that's a hard question just because of how I live my life.
Mhm.
I don't keep a lot of friends.
But this one is a personal opinion. So
Yeah, I don't keep a lot of friends, not because I don't like people, but it's just because
you don't like people. Don't like people. I
Yeah,
don't really
no.
like human beings myself. So.
I hate human
Yeah,
beings.
right, you know what I'm trying
it's
to
all
say?
coming out now.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so yeah, let's start again. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you don't like people.
No, I don't like people, guys. Sorry, I'm with these guys now. I don't like people.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
When you are becoming friends with someone, or you know you've got a friend and you're working on your friendship, you need to same thing, communicate.
Yeah.
If I have someone around me, I'm very observant. People don't actually know how observant I am, and that's fine. But if I see something that I feel could jeopardize a friendship that I could potentially have with you, I'm not going to bring you close to me because I can see your characteristics will clash with mine.
Yeah.
Yes, we can talk about it and discuss it, but you are who you are and I am who I am. And if I choose to go down that road with you and face some repercussions, I can't blame you.
Alright, but what I'm saying is who do you like? What? How do you identify? What's the things that kind of jumps out at you that you know? Yeah, you're my friend.
It's the small things. It's the small things. Like when you got something on your face and someone tells you, right, there's something on your face, and the people then don't make you walk around with something on your face. Or when you go to the rave and you know someone might be with, obviously I'm a female, someone might hang around your drink. I'm not drinking that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Just little things, or someone's trying to touch you. Your friend's letting you know, actually, look what he's doing behind your back. Don't do that. You've got friends that are going to motivate you. Like, for example, my closest friends, we text each other every morning. Morning, come on, motivation, let's get it cracking. What are you up to today? That's how the day starts every morning. And it is literally about your friends should be there to support you and you should be there to support them. If you go through issues, speak about your issues if you can. If you encounter a problem, for example, if I was to encounter a problem with somebody, but I know how I am and I know that my temper might get the better of me, I need to stay away from that situation for a minute in order for me to come back to it with a clean slate so that we can resolve the problem cleanly and clearly without there being this animosity. Because with all that energy that comes in, you take it away.
Yeah.
And then you're left feeling crap and shit afterwards and you're like, what do I do?
Emotionally and mentally.
Yeah,
100%.
so I'll say in terms of friends, if your friends are not picking you up in terms of mentally motivating you to do better in your life or supporting you with your business endeavours or your personal endeavours, whatever it could be. I'm not saying your friend should be holding your hands like a parent, but to
that's not always support.
to be there and communication.
Yeah.
Even if someone says something to you don't like, they was real enough to tell you in the first place.
Yeah.
So we have to sometimes let the ego defense down a little bit. Let that feel to be right. Let it go for a second. Actually, they've said something to me. I didn't like it, but maybe I can reflect on this and make a positive change. It's not always got to be negative. And if your circle of people are not motivating you, uplifting you, and you're all kind of going towards the same directions, like, which is the only way is up, you know?
100%. But the reason why I say that is because I feel like the reason why I asked that, sorry, is because same with relationships, same with friendships, loyalty, you're blind sometimes. So that's why I always say that, how would you identify? Because sometimes we don't identify. There's people that you think that you'll be friends with forever.
Do you know what the problem is?
Or people that you felt they mean you well, and then next thing you find out that no, they don't. That's what I was trying to identify.
Right.
How do you identify? What's the little things that might stick out to you and you think, nah, you're not really for. You're on this table. You're not on this table to eat. You're on this table to just take the plate. You're not here to wash up. Bring no.
You see that person there. that person, you should love them more. Do you know why? Because they lack understanding. They don't have an understanding of how to do things differently, yeah? They have their own processes. So what I say to people is this: when it comes to new friends or even your friends that you have around you, practice unconditional love. Unconditional love is when you accept somebody for who they are. Doesn't necessarily mean you might like everything about them,
100%.
but you accept them to show you exactly what they show you.
Yeah,
if you choose to then interact with them
yeah,
on their badness, that's your fault, because it's not that you're bad as them, it's your fault for the energy that's come back to you. Because now you're mad, you're upset, you feel frustrated about the interaction. But if you practice unconditional love, you won't feel these things, because actually I've accepted you as who you are.
100%.
And if I didn't accountability for the self, if I didn't interact with you like that, these repercussions wouldn't have happened.
Most definitely.
Do you understand?
Yeah, no,
so it is a balance. It is self-work and it's accepting, an individual for who they are.
100%.
Doesn't mean you have to like them.
100%. That is definitely true. I heard that.
That's the best way for me to put it.
No, definitely. You put that very well. Cool. we're at the segment now with the game. Yes. So, rules and motto show is, everything will be televised, as we see, like, no holds barred, obviously, anything that's going to incriminate or, you can plead the fifth. We're not trying to do that on the show anyway, but, everything has to be, true, cool. What you do, obviously, in the bag, there's several questions. I don't know who put these questions together. Just find them, I'm gonna read it out, or we're gonna all take a, go reading it out, and that's it. You have to answer them.
All right, cool. Do you want to pick one or three? Or
no, you pick one at a time, and then
All right. My
okay. Oh, okay. What's the worst thing someone has said about you?
Oh, there's a long list.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long list. To be honest,
no, it could have just been in there. Remember?
I've heard loads of different stuff. I've heard loads of different stuff about myself.
What's the worst thing? Well, just to say that comes to mind. What's the worst thing that even if just there's things that do alright, that kind of hurt a bit. Even if it ain't true. There's some things that you do.
Do you know what? I'll just only say the topic of things because it's like the same kind of stuff. Like. Girls will make assumptions about me, but they'll never ask the question to me. So there'll be multiple girls having a conversation about me and assuming that things have happened or taken place. They'll have a good bitch about it, but no one's actually asked me. So this is a reason why I don't interact a lot with people, because I'm already aware of the assumptions you have made about me, which then alters the communication we're having, because you're biased to me already.
Okay, you might have to elaborate on something that you have to. What's the worst thing someone has said about you? So even though you've given the overview, what's the worst thing? It's this one of the question. I don't know who wrote it, but
I'm trying to think of a specific thing. I would say someone said that I was crazy, like I was crazy, mental health crazy.
Loopy.
Yeah, I was a bit loopy. Like at the time, the person knew me, so I was like, wow, that's quite a harsh thing to say, considering you know me. Obviously, mental health has been an issue in my life since I was a kid. So when you are around people and then you hear that someone says, oh, she's crazy, she's off her rocker, when you know that you've been doing this self-work and you've been doing your thing, you're like,
of course.
So what's the point? Let me just stay over here in my little box and not talk to no one, because you already make your assumptions. So let me just be,
Fair enough. Cool. Pick another one.
Yeah, them some loopy.
Come on. Okay, Mr. CRM, you want to read this one?
I know.
Proofreading the first.
Your favourite celebrity crush invites you to their hotel for a one-time VIP intimate experience, but you have a partner. What are you doing?
Ooh.
And who's your crush?
Ooh. We've got to be Idris. Come on.
Idris, okay.
Yeah, come on. Got to be a bit of Mr. Elba, Got a partner at the time. Ooh.
Yes.
And it's Idris. Oh.
Intimate.
We'll have to have a chit chat, innit? We'll have to have a chit chat, me and my partner. See what we come
Chit chat.
up.
What to kind of be like? Listen at me one.
Yeah, why not? Well, it's like this. Either way, yeah. If I don't do the conversation with you, you're gonna be like, you're a cheating cunt anyway. If I do it and not tell you, it's even worse. So it's like, I might as well have the conversation.
So your one is
That was your question. That was your question.
I know what you're answering. Yeah.
So
That was your question.
And that was your answer.
Yeah, and that was my answer.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I said if it was Idris, nobody else.
That's your. Yeah, but anyway, enough for a while.
It happens.
See, so when people tell me that can never happen, it happens. You hear it?
But it has to be a celeb. Yeah.
What? That is the whole-
no normal folk. Sorry. Can't take that kind of risk.
Mad thing. Mad thing. It's been
Look at this.
mad thing.
Go
Listen.
on.
Alright. If your friend's partner made a pass at you, would you tell your friends straight away or put them in their place and choose not to say nothing?
Both.
So you put them in their place and
then
then
go
go
to the
to
partner, yeah?
Yeah, because
Straight.
I've been in situations like this in the
That's a
past.
good answer.
I've been in situations like this in the past, and it's like if you don't tell your brethren, you're a cunt. If you don't tell the guy to back off, you're a cunt. So I tell you what, 2 birds with 1 stone. You can do one because you ain't got no respect for your girlfriend, yeah. And do you understand? If my friend is my friend, she's gonna hear what I'm saying. She's gonna be vexed or whatever, but hopefully we'll be able to move past it. If we don't, we don't. We was never friends then, innit?
You
Because
can do one
I've
as
been
well.
honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone can do one. Do you know what I mean?
I hear
As
that,
long
yeah.
as you be true to yourself and be honest where you feel as honest as you can be, then as I said, that's the best. You've done your best, innit?
Real answer, 100%. Alright, last question then, before we wrap
I
up.
thought that was only true. See what I'm doing?
Let's see.
Oh dear.
Oh, okay. What would you do if you went to a friends/associates party/barbecue and your ex is there? You know, this is the ex. Yeah, you know the ex is there as the friend/associates partner.
This is the one
Sorry?
that you broke up 8
Sorry?
months ago.
What?
Right.
It's
The one that burns you, the one that gave you the mental health.
And then the 4 months wasn't
The one that gave you the mental health, yeah?
So wait, my Duffy ex is
right.
with my brethren. I've gone to the yard. He's
Right,
at
so-
the
so-
yard. He's a new partner.
Yeah, basically. So you've gone to a party/barbecue, say, and the next
Babes, I'm
thing...
gonna have to take my chicken to go. You know, I'm gonna be real honest with you. I can't chat to you. I'm in stay at your barbecue.
No, that's true, I'm not gonna lie.
I can't do that mix up. Sorry, like no.
Chicken to go.
I'm gonna take my
trust
chicken
it.
to go and maybe a little rum punch, but I ain't staying.
Yeah.
Saying Izzy.
You ain't, yeah. I'll be thinking what I'll do, but yeah, that's fine, no problem. Well, that's the game. Wraps it up.
We're two birds, we're two
Yeah,
birds.
we're 2 birds. Usually there's a lot more.
So you just be sitting there at the party thinking, I should have brought someone.
Yeah. Trust me. But yeah, so I'm wearing the fragrance, by the way. Your fragrance.
Oh, do you like
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. So you.
Okay,
got
so yeah,
fragrances
we
as
do.
well. Oh, yeah, no, because I was wearing. I thought, let me just say I'm wearing it, so I'm repping it.
Yes, the fragrances, they're the last addition to the company, and they're literally just for your day-to-day activities. You know, if you wake up in the morning, you're not feeling 100%. Put your fragrance on. With smell, your smell, when you smell things, it wakens up the happy endorphins in your brain. Yeah. So it's something little that can help you get on a good mental wellness journey as you start your day every day.
Well, we're gonna all put that in the description.
Yeah,
Everything
so Jimmy
gonna
will
go
let
all
you know
there,
where you can get your
100%.
stuff.
Listen, trust me. So make sure everyone just hits you up with everything that we've spoken about. Is all gonna be at the bottom in the description.
And everything.
Yep, everything.
Amazing.
100%. Thank you for coming on. Anyway.
Oh,
It's
thanks
been-
for having me, guys.
It's been very good still. Yeah, man. So that's the end of the show. You lot tune in. I'm here with
It's the CRM.
See you on 7.
I guess.
And Layla.
Yep. Myself, Jimmy Papez. We out. Bless.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was good, guys.
You liked it, yeah?
Yeah,
that was really
that was
good.
good.
That was really good still.
Everybody, I come in.
That was good stuff.